My name is Audrey. I had a very interesting high school experience. I went to Union High School for 3 years, and then I went to Idlewild Arts Academy for a year and a half. I can truly say that it was a very life-changing experience for sure. I do appreciate what I went through during those times. It was good and bad. Freshman year in high school was honestly, I think, one of my best years. I truly made some really genuine friends. I was pretty infatuated with music. I was an oboist, so an oboe player. Music was just everything to me. I was like in wind ensembles, oboe is like a classical instrument. And so when I was a freshman, my mom's like, you definitely need to try out for the wind ensemble, which is the more advanced group at Union. I had an audition with my band instructor, and I was able to then go right into wind ensemble, so that was pretty awesome. But at the same time, they didn't have an oboist, so like I was pretty lucky. I was able to be in that wind ensemble, and that was a blessing and a curse, I think, at the same time, because I really didn't get to know any of my peers. The ensemble was made up with primarily juniors and seniors, and a few sophomores. So I really made a lot of friends with the juniors and seniors, and primarily the seniors. They were just really nice to me, really just genuinely nice people. Yeah, I had such a great time with them, such a great time, so many good memories, hilarious memories with them. But you know, like all good things, they must come to an end. And when they graduated and I went on to sophomore year, my sophomore year was like probably one of the most hardest times of my life. I made the decision to cut my hair short before going into my sophomore year. And when I showed up to band practice, which was we showed up earlier than when school started because of marching band and playing for football and all that kind of shit. When I showed up my sophomore year at that first band practice, I can say from that point, that day truly changed me as a person. I've never experienced bullying on such a large scale, but it was fucking terrible. I would wake up every day with like excruciating pain in my stomach. I would throw up. It would be hard for me to like even move. It would just be terrible. And he found out. I mean, I did so many. I had to miss so much school during this time, and which made it even harder. And he figured out that it was because of abdominal migraines. Abdominal migraines are brought on because of stress. So that's great. That's great. I was very stressed. Luckily, I was able to start taking magnesium because I was pretty deficient in that, and that was, and I was on some anxiety medication at that time too, which really helped as well. But whoa. Sophomore year was fucking terrible. There's plenty of stories that I will talk about in the future about my sophomore year, but you know, this is just in whole of my high school experience. That was a life-changing year, to say the least. My junior year was actually like kick-ass. I had a really good time my junior year. It was, of course, filled with drama, like every high schooler's experience. But God, my junior year was just a blast, especially with my wind ensemble. With our band, it was just like, just this energy. Yeah, it was intoxicating. We were really at our peak, and we were traveling, and we went to Indianapolis, and we went to Chicago, and we got to do some cool shit. And I think there's something valuable to learn with having to play with someone who you really don't fucking like. And what is so beautiful that I really appreciate is that when it came to music, that shit didn't matter. We would still do our thing. We would still play our duet. We would still listen to each other and follow with each other. And, you know, it was such a beautiful experience being able to understand with music that it doesn't, like, that bullshit at the end of the day doesn't matter. Music has taught me a lot to, like, work with someone who you don't like. Through crazy... I don't even know how to explain this, but I went to an English horn seminar, which is a bigger oboe. That's all you need to know. It's pretty too. And while my mom and I were there, we decided to kind of go around and look at colleges. And I met this guy, Francisco Castillo, who was an oboe instructor from I can't remember what, was it Berkeley? I don't remember what, honestly, this is really bad, but I don't remember what university he was from, but I met him at the Disney concert hall there, and he's like, you know, we need an oboist at our arts academy. It's a boarding arts academy in Southern California. And he heard me play, and he was like, I can get you a scholarship, you know, because we need an oboist very bad. So I went to the campus, toured around. Next thing I knew, you know, we talked to people there, kind of looked around. My mom and I were like, holy shit, this is insane. It's a beautiful campus, beautiful facility. Great people, my God. I mean, just like, I can't even explain, like, the fact that I got this opportunity. Went back to the English horn seminar, got a call from my mom telling me that I got in to Idlewild Arts Academy, and it was such a fork in the road moment for me. That was another life-changing moment for me, because my senior year was going to mean so much at Union. There were so many things that I wanted to do, especially with band, and I had made some pretty good friends, like 3 my junior year, which 3 is a lot for me, so let's just say that. My junior year, like, the people who were left were pretty great, you know, so it was good. But Idlewild was knocking at the door, and I knew that this was a life decision that I had to make. I truly believe that things happen for a reason, things kind of appear for a reason. I had to think about what it would mean to go to a place who I knew no one. I didn't know anyone there. I'd be a fish out of water. Staying there, so at a boarding school. It's international too, so people from all over the world. I was the only oboist, once again. But I was like, let's do this. Why not? So made the decision to go, and I think that was the best decision, one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. It was not easy. And Idlewild was like such a cutthroat, especially with orchestra. I don't know anyone else's experience, but I will say, with orchestra, holy shit. Our orchestra conductor, I will not say his name but he was intense. He was very intense. And I've had some intense instructors. But he takes the cake, I think. Yeah, knows how to make people cry, we'll say that. So, you know, that was a great experience. I love a teacher who's like, no, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna play it better than you did before. Because that's what you have to do. You have to just push through. And Idlewild taught me how to push through. I met some amazing people. I had some amazing experiences. I, you know, am truly forever grateful for that experience. Forever. And that last year I was there was, you know, the first year I was there was difficult in the sense that it pushed me really hard as a musician. The second year did too, but academically and musically, it really pushed me. Second year, it was definitely emotionally difficult, for sure. I've always had issues with making friends, always. I've always had an issue with having too high expectations of people. Not to say that, you know, people don't just do stupid shit and let you down, but, you know, I definitely do have high expectations of people for sure. And yeah, that last year was rough. It was rough. But God, you know, high school, I can't believe that I made it through. Like, you think when you're in it, you just think like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get out of this alive. I'm never going to get out of this alive. There are moments that really test you as a human being, for sure. And I think, like, for me, my high school experience was just so different, just from going to two different schools that were vastly different. Union, if you were different from the crowd, they did not like you. If you stood up for yourself, if you were different, if you looked different, if you actually had a fucking backbone, you know, they did not like that at all. And I guess that's what this video is about. You know, my experience at Union versus my experience at Idlewild were just so, oh my God, different. Idlewild just changed everything for me. I felt like for once I could truly be myself. It was so, and it sounds so fucking cliche and I hate it, but it's so unbelievably true. When I went there, I saw guys wearing high heels and girls wearing like punk clothes and dark goth black makeup and preppy girls and preppy boys, but also like weird hippie girls and hippie boys and, you know, people of all different kinds of fucking backgrounds. It just like, it excited me in a way that I can't even describe. Stepping onto campus that first day and seeing all of those people could not have meant any more to me. It was truly just such a freeing feeling that first day there, and honestly every day there. I mean, the difference from like what I would dress from day one probably to the last day, not that I didn't dress weird from day one, but by that last day I was wearing like corsets and thigh-high boots and I mean some risque shit. But you know what? No one cared. No one thought any less of me. And if they did, they kept it to themselves, or at least didn't act like it. I don't know. And people gave me compliments. And the reason why this means so much is not because, like, I'm feeding my fucking ego. When I was at Union, when I got my hair cut, one of the #1 things that girls would do to me is they would come up to me and they would go, oh, cute haircut, wow. And then they would turn around and they would laugh with their friends. And that happened to me like a lot. I had an ex-boyfriend say very loudly, wow, I didn't realize my ex was a guy. To like everyone in band, so that was cool. And that's like not even the like surface of it. I was ridiculed for the fucking way that I looked. And Idlewild just set me free. For once, no one gave a fuck. There wouldn't be this petty shit behind it. They would just tell you straight up. It was just like, wow, this is so nice. I've never experienced this. Honestly, if I didn't have that school, I would not be as open as I am today and as understanding as I am today. And not to say that Union didn't teach me anything that was like useful, because that school really taught me like, you got you. That's it. Good luck. But yeah, you know, I always stuck out like a sore thumb at Union, and for all the wrong reasons. I was not an approachable person by any means. I was not a pleasant person. I didn't go out of my way to start shit though. I very much kept away from that. Wanted to be away from that, did not want to be a part of that. And people, you can hear them just saying shit behind you just to get a rise out of you. And I am that person that you can get a rise out of. So yeah, high schoolers were very fun with that. But I was just thinking about high school today and just how vastly different my 2 high school experiences were. I'm very fortunate to go to 2 different places because I learned a lot, and I learned a lot about myself. I've met some great people. I've met some really not so great people. People live and learn and grow, and I know I have. These are just thoughts for today. So if you watched, thanks. If you didn't, cool. Bye, universe.